Hi there crafters, Louise with you today. Thanks for checking out this video. It is my second share for the month of October, and because there was lots of these sort of floral pieces, I wanted to share with you a technique that I sort of stumbled across a little bit recently, which was actually to create my cluster off the page. So I know we all know the term off the page, and most of us have probably done it before. I'm sure you've probably done this technique, maybe without even realizing that it is a technique, but it's actually that instead of placing your elements into your cluster on your layout, you actually use just a little scrap of paper. You can see I've got this white piece that I'm working with, and I'm going to attach my embellishments to this little white piece, and then I'm going to position that around the page until I find the spot where I really want to put that. So this allows you to really add as much as you prefer. You can continue to add and remove pieces. You can see I sort of audition a couple of little pieces before trimming some of that extra white off and then going back to the drawing board a little bit. So this may not suit everybody, but in this case, because I've got lots of ephemera, lots of bits and pieces to play with, I want to create this little cluster so that I've got something to work with. Now, the cluster may go just right smack bang around the photo. It might go in a different position on the layout, and you can see by the picture at the start that this actually features as a side portion of the layout and doesn't go anywhere near the actual photo. So this was just a really fun little thing that I stumbled across when I was creating with some embellishments, and I think it's kind of easier to work with. You've actually got the embellishment cluster put together, and you don't have to choose a position for it straight away. So if you're struggling a little bit, creating one of these little clusters might be something that gets that sort of mojo back again. All right, I really do like this starburst or sunburst sort of background paper, but I don't want to waste any of it because it's a really cool paper. So I am going to cut out this back part. I know my photo is going to go in the middle, so I'm just going to trim around that, and I'm going to use that elsewhere on the layout. Now, I also, because of the part that I cut out, I need to mount this photo. Mounting Also, I'm having real trouble with my words today. Mounting also gives me a chance to add a little bit of distressing around the outside. So I can actually go ahead and just use my distress tool, add a little bit of texture without adding too much bulk. And also add a coordinating pattern paper around there as well. Now you'll notice with some of my layouts this month that stitching is kind of a feature, and I don't know what it was, something within the actual collection. I think it's the rainbowness of it, but I'm really enjoying stitching on my pages. So you'll see I'm going to just poke some holes and go ahead and do a little chain stitch. If you're not sure how to chain stitch, by all means go and watch a YouTube video, because there are so many people out there that will instruct you on how to do this. They have close-ups. It's super easy to learn, and once you've practiced it on a layout a couple of times, you'll find that it is something that gives you awesome texture as well as creating interest in your backgrounds. So I'm going to, off camera, go ahead and finish my chain stitching around that outside. I like this because it chain stitches in different sizes all around that circular element that I've got going on there. So this is something a little bit fun and extra. And then because I already was off camera, I did audition a few bits and pieces, but I'm going to show you how I go about adding those to the layout. So the little piece, and I forgot the splatters. The little piece that I cut out has gone up in that top left-hand corner, and I've also chain stitched around that just to coordinate it with where I've added the chain stitching around that circular element. And then I've gone ahead with some gold splatter and let that dry. So splatter is kind of the sunburst's friend, because you can really sort of get messy in there and add some fun pieces and add splatter, which sort of ties it all together. Now, I am adding the frame, and you'll have to excuse me because I'm having a lot of trouble with my glue at the moment. It's almost at the end of its bottle, and it's starting to clog and harden inside, so it might actually be time to retire it. And then I go ahead and I glue on my photo, forgetting that I have nothing in the background. So I almost glue my whole page to the white paper that I have tucked in behind so I don't make a huge mess, and I always have this lovely white background for you to see. So I need to solve this problem, and what am I going to do? I'm going to get out my favourite pal, which is Sticky Forever, and that's the good old masking tape. So I'm just going to cover up that little bit of adhesive with some masking tape, and that's much better. Once I straighten up my photo, it was just a little bit wonky there, but this is working out just as I planned. I'm going to trim off that little side section so you really get a good final look at how this cluster features on the page. And that was such an easy technique and so time saving to actually have that cluster ready to go and just pop it on your page. Alrighty, so the final stages here is just adding a couple of little embellishments. You can see some florals and a couple of those little hearts. I do like to have some words and sayings, and then I'm going to pop my journaling into the background, onto the back of the layout, and just leave this one nice and plain. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.